first opened in 1957. Welcome inside what's still one of the great stadiums of the NFL. Legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, home of the Packers. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Welcome to the booth. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson with you. We are set for a good one. Off we go on a snowy night at Lambeau. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. They'll run, and here's Amarian Hampton. And he'll try to drive forward. Not a bad gain in these conditions. Will give him about 5 yards.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
From the 41, here's 2nd down and 4. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it, but I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
3rd and short yardage, and here's Williams. That's to the running back, Amarian Hampton. Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's going to bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. And we won't see a return here. This is going to be marked down inside the 15. On that one, maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
Back to throw. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Got the hook up there to Ogunze. And he's out of bounds, up beyond the 25. A pickup of 14 on that one. Good for a Bears 1st down.
A gain of 14. 1st down, Bears.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. He's got a receiver wide open, left side. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A 1st down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
That's another Bears 1st down. A gain of 15. And the Bears 1st down.
Now a give up the middle. This defense all over this one, making him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
I'm not sure if there's anything more enjoyable for a football player than playing a game in the snow. And something for us to keep in mind throughout the rest of the day is typically the advantage is in the favor of the offense. You know where you're going. You know where the cuts are going to come. The defense has to react to you. Can they find a way to take advantage?
He'll look to throw. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
That is incomplete, but there is a flag down. Big call here. It was third down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Throw right side, caught by Odunze. And he is out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Give him 27, and it's first and goal.
First down. First and goal, Chicago.
They'll try to run this one in. And this one ruined quickly. Take him back to the 5-yard line.
A loss of 2. Brings up 7.
They'll look to throw. That one, take it in. Middle of the end zone. Holston Loveland. Touchdown, Chicago. His 6th touchdown now for the season.
That extra point is good.
Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
They'll start on the ground with Hampton. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. Give him 14 on that play. One play, one first down.
Packers, first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On first down, right back to Hampton. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Williams. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. Marion Hampton was the intended receiver. Third down coming up.
And that sideline just cannot believe their guy did not come down with that play. I mean, that's as easy as it gets. I frankly don't blame him. I mean, that's a play at this level you just have to make. Your teammates are dependent on it.
He gets that complete as he hits Reed. 15-yard pickup there. Good for a Green Bay first down.
That's good for a Packers first down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here we go. We got Biggie Frosty. Biggie Frosty. Biggie Frosty.
Working out of the gun. Here's Williams. He's got it at the 7. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. A big gainer for Green Bay. It's a gain of 34. It'll be first and goal when we come back. It's the Bears off to the early lead. And we're back at Lambeau Field in just a moment. A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's first and goal. Captain. Trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
A play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. And he's in. Omarion Hampton. Touchdown, Green Bay.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, like it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. Here we go on the return from the 1. And not much doing on this return. Good coverage. They're going to stop in his tracks. Right at the 15-yard line. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he'll be taken down. They get him back at the 5-yard line. Micah Parsons. He gets in to pick up sack number 18 now on the year. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From down near his goal line, and the pressure too great. He's sacked in the end zone. That's a safety. So first the decision to throw down here backed up near your own goal line, and the defense gets to the quarterback, sacking him, Greg, in the end zone for a safety.
Mike, anytime you're willing to call a pass backed up this deep in your side of the field, you have to trust that your quarterback is going to have the clock in his head to get the ball out of his hand. In this case, he holds on to it too long. The defense is able to get to him in the end zone, and it results in the safety.
The 38-yard line.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Ready, set.
Run between the tackles for Hampton. He left that first defender grasping for air as he winds up getting 8 out of that one.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and 1.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 1.
Ready, set.
Here's Williams. He'll swing this out to Hampton. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down.
A gain of 3 yards.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
A give, and here comes Hampton. And they'll have 1st and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
On the bootleg, it's Williams. He'll swing this out to Johnson, and he gets to the outside and takes it in. Touchdown, Packers. That is 2nd TD catch in the season. The quarterback, with all of his eligible receivers available, uses the back out of the backfield that time, Greg, to take it to the end zone.
And when your running back, Mike, is a valid threat in the passing game, man, it just gives you so many options. And in this case, it was the running back that was the open target. He's able to put the pass on the money. Easy 6 points.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. This is taken in at the goal line. And the kicking team right there, stopping him before he can get to the 15-yard line. In motion, it's Adunze. Drive will start on the ground. He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
They'll throw out of the gun. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's fourth down. He's got his tight end. It's Loveland. And he's going to have the Bears first down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Back to the air one more time. He'll go right back to Loveland. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a first down in this spot.
47-yard line.
Now, faking the give. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete. Holston Loveland was the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up the key third down?
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
And no chance to turn upfield. He's forced out of bounds after a very short return. Throwing on first down, it's Williams. And he's not going to get too far. Tackled after a gain of just a yard.
A bit of a quick hitter here. And what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Throwing on second down, Williams. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
15 yards. And the Packers first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up second down.
2nd and 10 at the 30.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. And that defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up third down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face third down and 10. Off play action. Here's Williams. Open is Kraft. He's got it. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20.
He 1 yards the gain on the play. That's good for a Packers first down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Handoff is Hampton. And good hard running there. He'll push his way forward. Gain of about 5.
He was brought down.
Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining until halftime. Williams going to give it up on a pop pass. Looking for the pylon, but the official right there is going to mark them out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Give them a dozen yards on that one and give them first and goal. From the 1-yard line, first down and goal. To throw, it's Williams. And he will wisely just get rid of this one and set up second and goal.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
On second down, it's Williams. Over the top, he's got it. Tucker Kraft, touchdown, Green Bay.
You know, we spend so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the fourth quarter in 2-minute mode. Well, let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, I'll tell you what. Executing that here, going into halftime, changes this entire game.
Halftime, coming close, and not much time left as this one is kicked away.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready up!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he goes up top, looking for Komet. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. The big tight end, Cole Komet, the intended receiver. And it'll lead to a second down. He'll look to throw. He's complete on Dunze working across the field. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called.
Ready.
From the 39, here's a first and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. To the perimeter, he got Odunze on the out. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they get the timeout. Here's Jake Elliott now to try the field goal. This will be a 48-yard attempt. Elliott's kick is good. And the Bears are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And he will get back to only about his 20-yard line. That's where the drive will start. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He's going to tuck it and go. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35. 16 yards on the game, and a quick first down. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. Back to throw. To the sideline and intercepted.
Well, Mike, I think it's pretty clear what the message was by this head coach at halftime. He said, listen, guys, we're behind. We're trailing. We're going to come out early in this second half and be aggressive from the get-go and cut into this deficit. But oftentimes, reckless decision-making, over-aggressive play calling leads to turnovers. Now, this defense finds themselves heading back out onto the field a little earlier than expected, but they need to hold serve and keep this score right where it is.
They're going to work this down inside the 45. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Here's Williams on 1st and 10. Pass caught right side by Kraft. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
They face 2nd down and 7.
What is on?
Working out of the gun, here's Williams. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
That is caught out wide on the RPO. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
It's a gain of 23.
A gain there of 23 yards. First down, Packers.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Throwing again, Williams. Now a screen set up for Johnson. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
Captain trying to work inside. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 11.
What is up? Hey, check on ball, check on ball. Speed.
The Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts to talk things over before 3rd down. From the shotgun. It's Williams. He'll swing this out to Hampton. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. It'll bring up.
After the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
Through the falling snow, the kick is good. And the Packers will extend their lead.
I think apart from the wind, when you talk about kicking in the elements, Mike, I think the snow has to be the kicker's worst nightmare. It's just so hard to have the confidence that when you stick that plant foot, it's not going to give way. So give credit. That was really well done.
And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Micah Parsons. He gets in to record his third sack of the afternoon. Throwing now from the gun. Open man downfield is Loveland. Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Moving to his right. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
At this stage of the game, things haven't been going your way, so one more mistake, it could just be too much to overcome. So a nice decision there. Just throw it away out of bounds and give your team a fighting chance.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. Loveland open right side. He's got it. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a 1st down.
Ready up.
They'll look to throw yet again. Throw right side, caught by Odunze. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's another Bears 1st down.
They'll look to throw again. That's caught by Watkins. And he is out of bounds down at the 21. That is 14 for the 2nd time. Back-to-back 14-yard gains and a 1st down. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Back to the air one more time. Oh, looking end zone, but it is out of the reach of the receiver and incomplete.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. Next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. In motion, it's Odunze. Now give on the ground. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
What you see there is really the key to a good free safety blitz. Time the snap so that the offense cannot determine that you're rushing. It's exactly what happened here. He's able to bring the ball carrier down for a loss.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw. And even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway. And it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bears will cut into that lead.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
This drive will begin with a run with Hampton. And, oh, they smack him down there. Big hit right at the line. No gain.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
So these teams trade field goals in the third as we come to the end of the quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 9. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. There's a short one caught by Kraft. Look at the big guy rumble. And he has got this one all the way down to the 2-yard line. A big gainer for Green Bay. 62 yards.
Well, this is the epitome, Mike, of short throw, long run. Everyone talks about the importance of these explosive plays, and of course a lot of them come through the passing game, but you don't always have to throw the ball deep downfield for a big gain. We're seeing more and more of these wide receivers in the NFL that with the ball in their hands, they turn into running backs.
From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. Shotgun snap, and we give it to Hampton, and he'll be taken down just shy of the 10.
On the tackle. A gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
Vegas! Yes!
A play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. To the goal line and in. Jaden Reed. Touchdown, Packers. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but the offense will stay out trying to get this final yard. It is 4th and goal. They'll indeed go. It's Williams. And that is caught. Got it. Jaden Reed. Touchdown, Packers. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. This one taken at the 7. Whoa. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin. Back to throw here to begin the drive. This pass deflected and caught. And will mark him down just shy of the 40. That's catch number 80 in this campaign. And it gives his team a 1st down. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. Throw on the run is complete. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. They'll They'll throw out of the gun. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield.
In trouble, and down he goes.
Sacks are drive killers. And again, sacks in my mind are more of a quarterback stat than they are an offensive line stat. You have to have a clock in your head to understand where the weakness of the protection is, where I got to go with the ball if I'm hot, and at the end of the day, just get the ball out of your hand.
They'll put Loveland in motion. Throwing now on 3rd and long. Back into the hands of Watkins. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Over the middle and take it in. He's got it. And he'll indeed pick up a Bears first down as they pick up a big chunk of yards to boot as a gain of 18. He'll let this go towards the end zone. Rome Odunze, the one he was looking for. And that will lead to a second down.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
That is intercepted. And the Packers will get the ball at their own 17-yard line.
So all game, we've seen him take the approach as just being a game manager. But one thing you have to do if that's the case is you have to protect the ball. You can't turn the ball over, especially if you're struggling to push the ball downfield. He got a little reckless that time, and the defense made him pay.
They'll go play action here with Williams. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down.
The whole idea of the play action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast, and by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion. And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
On 3rd down, it's Williams. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively. And it sets up 4th down. Packers set to kick this one away. And he's on to punt for just the second time in this game. Here's Lane. Now a hit, and he lost the football.
You know, it's so hard to say what goes wrong in these bad snaps, Mike. You know, sometimes it's mechanics, sometimes it's concentration, sometimes, frankly, it's just bad luck and things go sideways, but he puts a little bit too much juice on it, ends up out of the punter's reach, and now they're heading back to the sideline knowing they just put their defense.
And he tried to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position, a huge chance to cut into the deficit.
You know, Mike, we're seeing both these offenses come out here and play a little fast and loose in the passing game. The last 2 throws for each team, both resulting in an interception. Now, don't get me wrong, neither of these secondaries is going to complain. They'll happily feast on those type of throws the rest of the game. But I get a sense on these next 2 drives, come out here, establish the run, dose of ground and pound. Let's settle things down offensively and regroup for the rest of this game.
So second down, and they'll run it. And you'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack. to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
His 8th reception of the game, and good for a first down.
Just a really nice, simple play design. Just get the ball to one of your playmakers on an underneath crossing route, and he does the rest to secure a nice gain. That's just good, simple execution.
And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. On the run to the right, escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal. Tackle made at about the 5-yard line. He'll get maybe a yard down to the 4-yard line. Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. Back to throw. He throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation.
That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked up by Andrew Cooper. And the Packers are going to get the football here as it'll come out to the 20.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
This one complete, right side. And they're going to bring him down. But there is a penalty marker on the field. On the give, here's Hampton. And this will not help the cause. He's going backwards. Tackled back at the 8.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd down at the 8-yard line.
Off play action. Here's Williams. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Williams. To the left side, he finds Press. A pretty good comeback, to say the least. Not enough for a 1st down, but a really solid pickup. And it brings us to 4th down. So